Oh, well, hello there. Good evening for myself and good afternoon for you all. How's everybody doing? I see Top Shot Hot Shots in the chat. I see that I don't have my Twitter broadcast today, so my ego is going to be deflated today. I'm not going to get all those easy view counts from people listening in live on Twitter. Um, so looks like a tight little audience today. But that's okay. We can chat a little bit, and if people don't want to chat, that's okay too. Well, we can, kill some time, tell some jokes. That's the thing about the summer schedule. There's just not too much to talk about. But something I do want to talk about is the event, right? The Top Shot event in Vegas that happened, and that went pretty well. It looked like we have the photo of Weisberg holding a whiskey glass, as one would expect. Um, and he was next to the NBA star, the Lithuanian NBA star, and of course now his name slips my mind, Matthias, and he actually had an incredible summer league performance as well. So was that because he went to the Top Shot party and then performed wonderfully? Perhaps it was. We shall never know. But Vegas looked like a great time, as it always does. Um, Even with that sort of late notice to the party. It still looked like a good amount of people showed up and looked like people had a good time there. So if you were there, congratulations. Looked like a lot of fun. Otherwise, what else do you want to talk about? The WNBA packs were profitable, says NBA, blah, 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 says Top Shot Hot Shot. The WNBA packs were profitable. That's right. I actually tried to reserve a WNBA pack. I couldn't get one. There were way more people reserving packs than packs available. And we saw that the Caitlin Clark held up quite well. The Caitlin Clark rare, last I checked, was like $3,000. No, not 3,000. Sorry, $1,370. So that's a solid return if you were able to hit that. So I'll show you that right now. If we go to the website, I can show you that. This is the homepage, and you can see right there. So the top pulls, Caitlin Clark currently $1,370. Angel Reese, $290. Cameron Brink, $164. And Rickia Jackson, $110. So that's what's going on with the fresh gems. And someone pulled that Cameron Brink out of a quick rip and then sold it for $3,000. So congratulations to the buyer and seller. What else have we got going on? Well, the thumbnail of this stream today is Jaylen Brown sitting courtside, because I thought that was pretty funny that Jaylen Brown just got kind of aired out his laundry, that he was sort of talking about how Bronny is not a pro and doesn't really belong on the NBA floor. And it almost feels like a bit of a Emperor's New Clothes situation where everyone kind of knows that, but maybe we can't admit it. um, he's not ready for the NBA, but many rookies are not. It's not just Bronny, but he's got the spotlight on him because he's LeBron James' son, and he scores 2 points in a game, and the big Twitter shareable has got a big 2 on it. It's like no player has ever had a Twitter shareable when they score 2 points in a game, unless it's because they had such a poor game, perhaps. But yeah, Bronny's just gonna have a huge spotlight on him. If I were the Lakers, I honestly would send him to the G League like immediately. It's not fair for him to have this kind of spotlight on him, to have these kind of expectations on him. Get him to the G League for several months, I'd say. Let him develop as a pro player. He shouldn't be jumping right into the NBA. He doesn't. It doesn't make sense. But it will be fun to watch, and that's what everyone wants to watch. And I even saw something on Twitter about like the way he talks. He was like mic'd up. Listen to him talking. He sounds like his dad. Like, okay, we were really reaching now, aren't we? But what was funny too was that Jaylen Brown was sort of like, first of all, cover your mouth, Jaylen Brown. If you're gonna talk shit about somebody, at least cover up your mouth. It's what they all do during games. But he was just chilling with those two WNBA players, and Angel Reese and the other one whose name I can't pronounce. And they're attractive young ladies, and maybe he was trying to make himself look cooler or something. I don't know. But I think it's sort of silly the whole way around. It's sort of silly. It's silly to be debating Bronny James, but we're all going to do it. It's silly that him saying that he's not really a pro yet is news because it's not news. He's not a real pro, and yeah, he should go to the G League, and that's what the lady sitting next to him said. So there you go. That's my take on Jalen Brown sitting courtside at Summer League. Stan was not a fan of the pack distributions. I take it because people could reserve so many packs at once. Stan, is that why? Um, Reese looks like ET, says Stan. Her eyes are far apart. We're not going to use this stream to sexualize Angel Reese, Stan. But she's got an interesting build. Let's put it that way. She has large eyes and they're far apart, but she's still she's an attractive young lady. But the one in the middle, whose name starts with a K, who I can't pronounce, she looks like a model. So that's not even fair if you're playing in the WNBA looking like that. But that's just talking about looks. And that's not where they're not here to talk about looks, folks. I can't believe this Twitter broadcast button is red because Elon Musk wants me to pay to have a premium account now to broadcast the stream there. That is bogus. Too many packs for whales, says Stan. Yeah, I understand. I hear you, man. It would be cool if whales got their pack and then everyone else got their packs. Stan says Jalen's girlfriend got cut. Is that his girlfriend? Well, good for him. Even though she got cut, I think they're still doing okay. I think he is the second richest player in the NBA. I think they're going to be doing just fine. Going to be able to afford their Wheaties cereal, and they're going to be able to get the store brand Cheerios. They're not going to have to get the Walmart O's. They're going to get the store brand Honey Nut Cheerios. Only the best. What else? Russell Westbrook is now on the Nuggets apparently, or he's making his way over to the Nuggets. Russell Westbrook, he just needs to find a team that's going to let him go crazy and just rack up numbers again. Or maybe he can find a role in the Nuggets. But it seems like Westbrook, everyone loves to hate on Westbrook. They forget what a stud he was in the past. Obviously, he doesn't have much of a shot, but I'm a fan of what Russell Westbrook, and I hope that he is a good player and can make a real impact on the Nuggets. I don't see why he wouldn't. The Nuggets bench was perhaps their weakness this year in the playoffs, and I'd like to see Westbrook bring that bench up a bit, bring it up a few notches. Stan says Reese posed in a thong, though, so she sexualized herself. Well, this almost goes back to what we talked about last week about the Hawk Tua girl. It also goes back to how the WNBA has really embraced the fits now, and how that's like a catwalk now before the show, and that's what's shared on Twitter. Sean McFowle, that looks like Sean. I've never seen your thumbnail before, unless you're a different account who's using your personal by accident. But if you're new here, welcome, Sean. You look very happy in a collared shirt. Perhaps you're playing golf in this picture. It definitely looks like you could be playing golf. Looks like a beautiful late afternoon. The sun is shining on the pine trees behind you. It looks like a nice little afternoon sun shining, and you have proper sun protection. You are wearing a flat-brimmed hat, offering enough shade onto your face so that you don't burn your nose after your game of golf. And Sean's comment says, is it true I saw Caitlin Clark rookie Fresh Gems giveaway here? Yes, Sean, you just have to like and subscribe, and and it's coming your way. All you got to do is like and subscribe, and you'll find it in your Top Shot account. You don't even have to tell me what the username is. It just makes its way there. Top Shot Hot Chat says, I met Westbrook in OKC. He was awesome and super nice. That's good to hear. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know why people love hating on Westbrook and call him Westbrick and such. Wasn't he the MVP or nearly the MVP? I mean, I don't know how people can hate on a player like that, even if they're a few years removed from their greatest years. I don't get that. That's just sort of rude, if you ask me. Stan says Russ getting a ring would be cool. It would be cool. I really hope he gets one. He deserves it. I want to see Jokic take him to the promised land. And I almost feel like the Nuggets and the Celtics, in my opinion, are like the best teams again. Um, Obviously, you have some other teams that are very strong now. I mean, who knows if the Timberwolves can keep it going next season, if OKC can also get better as their young players mature. But I feel like as long as you have Jokic on your team, you have a chance every year. So I would love to see Russell Westbrook get a ring. That would be awesome. And if you could somehow eliminate Kevin Durant, that would be even more awesome. Because Kevin Durant leaving OKC for the Warriors remains probably my most disliked event in probably, I don't know, my lifetime in NBA. Like the most treacherous event, definitely personnel wise, in my fandom of the NBA. That's what I will say. There was never a more, in my opinion, sort of like bitch ass move than when Kevin Durant left OKC after they lost to the Warriors and joined the Warriors. That just bothered me. That bothered me so much. And then he leaves the Warriors and everyone on the Warriors still like hates him. Like Draymond Green hates him. I don't think he did himself any favors. Obviously, he like won 2 championships and he was the series MVP and such. But in terms of his legacy, I mean, let's get all Stephen A. Smith here and just be outlandish and say what a disaster that was. Tandy's getting weird. I don't hate it. Top Shot Hot Shot. You know what it is? I don't have like the 100 extra Twitter listens. So my number looks so small that I'm like, oh, well, it's just a really tight group in here. So let's just get weird. If the live viewers is under like 15, then let's just get weird. Stan says, did meeting Ginobili Saurus suck? No, it did not suck, Stan. Actually, it was quite nice. So Juan, aka Ginobili Saurus, he was in Portugal just for like 24 hours for a layover, and he contacted me, and I went to meet him, and it was nice. We talked about random things. You don't just sit down and talk Top Shot. But we talked about random things. His girlfriend or wife was there. I'm not sure if it's a wife or a girlfriend, but we all just chatted, talked about traveling and destinations and couch surfing and what was the weirdest couch surfing experience we had, because he met his lady friend. Hopefully I can share this, not through sleeping on a couch, but through the platform. So in couch surfing, you can sleep on people's couches, which I've done, and it's been great, actually. I've had almost all great experiences. There might be one that was a little weird, but we don't have to go into that today. But almost all great experiences. Couch surfing was awesome. I still have friends from couch surfing. I met my roommate in Seattle when I first couch surfed in his place. So it was great. And meeting Ginobili Saurus was great. It was really nice to meet him. I like meeting people from Top Shot Land. And, if any of you ever crossing paths, I'd be happy to meet you as well. So that's all I got to say about that. Sean says, did I meet that Mattis guy? No, I did not. I was not in Las Vegas, Sean. And Weisberg says, for what it's worth, it's pronounced Kaiser, like Kaiser Sose, Kaiser Gondrasic. Thank you, Weisberg. I appreciate that. It's very helpful. Sean says, Stan loves Reese looks like that Sid from the Ice Age movies. I don't, I've never watched Ice Age, but I know exactly what you're talking about, which is sort of unfortunate. And Weisberg says, take the 2 seconds to Google the name, Tandy. I will not take the 2 seconds to Google the name, but thank you for the suggestion, Mike. Mike did meet Mattis, and he is in the photo with Mattis holding a whiskey in his hand. That's right. And Stan Love says, Weisberg was hanging with the 9 Lives Lounge in Vegas. Give him a look. And is that true, Weisberg? You were hanging out with the 9 Lives Lounge in Vegas? You gotta tell us what that was like. Was it like this? I believe that's what it looks like when you go to a 9 Lives Lounge event. So I hope your cloak wasn't too warm in that Vegas heat. Sean says, where did you meet the man? Was it at UNLV? No, Sean, it was at a bar in Vegas. Of course, I cannot remember the name of it. I think it was called Brewster's or Bonksters or something like that. But he is tall, and it was all you can eat pork stuffed boiled potatoes. That's what many people are telling me. Let's see. Mike says, I don't think it's weird. What are you talking about? And Ginobili Source is going to listen back to this. It's not weird that he met his lady through the couch surfing website at all. There's events through couch surfing all the time. They're like meetups. You go to meet at bars, and it's a very international crowd. So actually, it's not weird at all, Mike. And I think that if you'd like to meet some international people, perhaps even a lucky lady, then you should also take a look at those events. I think they're quite nice. They're quite nice, Mike. I've been to many events. I can vouch for couch surfing. I can vouch for those events as well. And it's not weird. Okay. So, Ginobili Source, if you're listening to this podcast now, because I know he likes to do it the next day, it's not weird. Don't let anyone tell you it's weird. Okay. Top Shot Hot Shot says today is definitely the day to get weird. Let's hear that story. No couch, had to sleep in their bed. No. So I actually had a couple of weird run-ins on couch surfing. The first one was because sometimes you stay at someone's place and it starts getting weird because they have like roommates, and then there's this weird energy where like the roommates kind of want you to leave. And I remember my computer broke, and I had it at a shop nearby, and I didn't have any money, to start like looking at hotels in San Francisco. And I was in San Francisco, and yeah, my computer broke, so I needed to stay like a couple extra days, and that was just weird because it created some weird vibes between like me and the dude's roommates. But it all ended okay. We ended up being friends after that, so it wasn't a big deal. And then the other weird one was I was staying with somebody. This was actually in Argentina, and I used a little too much recreational greeneries, and it just the vibes were very strange. And yeah. I don't know how to actually explain why it felt weird, but sometimes you just get weirded out, and then you're like, "I feel a little weird, I need to get out of here." Um, that's what happens when you're sleeping on someone's couch. Nothing too weird. Like, after that, couch surfing was in the news for all the wrong reasons, and some people were, like a lot of people use couch surfing as like a dating website, honestly. So you got some weirdos like if I was a single woman, I probably would not be couch surfing, that's for sure. And actually, since then, they've made it private anyway. Now you got to pay to use the service. Kind of took away from like the original vibe of couch surfing. It's no longer what it used to be. So I haven't used it in years. And I think that sort of energy, that positive energy, free for all, is no longer the case on couch surfing. But Weisberg should still use it to go meet a lovely lady. Let's see what else. Weisberg says you can just DM me, big dog. You know the deal. I don't know who you're talking to right now, Weisberg. Are you talking to me? I'm not sure who that is addressed to. Top Shot Hotshot says couch surfing all the way to Mars. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I couch surfed in Argentina. I couch surfed in all across the United States. I couch surfed in England. I couch surfed in Holland. I couch surfed in Is that it? I think so. But it was good times. It was good times to be young again. What else should we talk about? The number 2 pick of the NBA draft, Mr. Sar, had himself a Tony Snell night. He went 0 for 0. I mean, 0 for whatever, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds. It was a sweating, an exercise job. Ran around the gym, sweat it out. What else, folks? We're at like 22 minutes. I'm just gonna start talking about randomness. But if you want some more Top Shot content, there's actually some good content in the last week. Matt Roth, friend of the show, who we'll have on this show soon as well. But Matt Roth was on the Collecting and Connecting podcast, and that was a good listen. Little did I know that not only was Matt Roth super early to the platform, October 2020, if I remember correctly, but Matt Roth was also a young degenerate like I was and gambled sports on sportsinteraction.com. That was the first website that I also gambled sports on. I used to do parlays, like 8-team parlays, $2 or $3 at a time, just try to hit it big. I probably lost all my money there if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a good listen. So go check out Matt on Collecting and Connecting. There's also a interview with Vinyls that was just went live on a channel called Real Talk NFT. So you want to go check that out. Real Talk NFT talks to Vinyls. I have not listened to the whole thing yet, but I intend to. And there's also a new blog by also friend of the show, Bermira. He writes about what improvements or changes he would make to the fast break game. So a lot of NBA Top Shot content this week that for you to chew on if you are so interested. Um, let's see what else we see in here. Top Shot Hot Chat says something charts are uninverting and real estate prices are about to come down when Feds lower interest rates in September. Word on the street. Well, that is possible. Top Shot Hot Shot. I don't know though, like with an election year, I feel like the person who's in power probably does whatever they can to prop things up so they can say, look, things are as high as they've ever been. The stock market is as successful as it's ever been. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think today, though, the markets did take a dump. I don't know about Bitcoin. Guess if you want to look at that, since people seem to like to talk about Bitcoin on this show, we can show you what's going on with Bitcoin if you'd like. Should we do some Bitcoin analysis? This is ApeCoin. That's in the crapper. Here's Bitcoin. That's the last 7-day chart, though. That looks pretty good. Look at that 7-day chart. Germans sold off where? Around here? No, Germans sold off around here. How do I make this thing bigger? Make this thing bigger, man. Here, let's make this. All right. Well, now I've lost the German note on here, but I think the German note was like around here, maybe. They sold it around here, I think. And then look at that. The Germans sold it at $53,000. And look at that. As soon as they sold it, whammo, green boners everywhere. We top out around here at 73,000. Is that right? No shit. I'm definitely looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Just delete everything I just said. We are in July. I think the Germans, see, I got all messed up because I took the note away. I think it was around here, maybe here, somewhere here, if it was 53, and then bang, look at that. Huge boner, huge green boner shooting to the sky. So the Germans, they made a big mistake. The Germans make the big error. But yeah, the chart doesn't look too bad on Bitcoin, really. I mean, little pullback here, but doesn't look too bad at all. This is just a little correction, and then we could storm up to the highs again, perhaps. Yeah. Boston base. What month is it? I know, right? Is that because I was looking at completely the wrong numbers? Probably. And we'll talk about Trump getting shot in the face also, of course. We have to talk about that. Google Project 2025. I think this is like some kind of a light conspiracy or something. I feel like if we start going down this hole, it's going to get real dark. The Presidential Transition Project. What is this? Right-wing collection, conservative and right-wing policy. Well, I don't know. I feel like this might take a little while to chew through, but it looks like it's a right-wing type of deal. Radical left, etc. So yeah, I don't really have time to read through this, but thank you for sharing. If anybody would like to check out Project 2025, there it is. Right. So anyway, Bod the Wine is here. Hello, sir. How are you? I hope you're having a nice evening. So yeah, so the other day, I'm lying in bed and only 900 pages. Okay, let's do it. One at a time. One page at a time. Project Top Shot, more like it, says Boston based. Yeah. So the other day I'm lying in bed. All of a sudden I see Boston based tweet a video of Trump and it looks like AI generated. It's all weird. He's looking at, there's something red on his face. He's like looking at the camera. What the hell was that? Then all of a sudden, video after video. So Boston based was like the first person somehow to share that video on my feed. I don't know how. Maybe Boston based was in the crowd. I'm not sure. But that was crazy. And when you look after the fact at how close that was to killing him, that is just, it blows my mind. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the video on Twitter already where he's looking at the immigration numbers, and that's what saves his life. Because they do like the angle of the head, and they show you that he was like straight like this, and then turns, and then the bullet whizzes by his ear. Because if he was like this, it would have went straight into the center of his head. So that would have been wild if we had a assassination of Donald Trump. Instead, Donald Trump ends up looking like some kind of a hero, like the Teflon Don, as he always is. The Teflon Don, he's untouchable. I mean, he gets shot in the ear, he doesn't even flinch. He gets shot in the ear, he's like, I want to get back up and flip the middle and like not flip the middle finger. That would be even cooler, but I want to give my fist bumps in the air right now. Crazy. And of course, now we've seen AI renditions of Trump singing "Many Men" by 50 Cent. That's really good if you haven't heard that. And yeah, I mean, he dodged a bullet by pointing to a racist chart. Maybe there's a lesson in there, Boston based. Maybe we all need to get a little more racist, and things will go our way. We will avoid treachery and danger. Um, But yeah, I think the big question for me right now is like, does that launch Trump's odds way up? Because I think Bitcoin, if we're talking about Bitcoin again, the price of Bitcoin went way up because of Trump's near death, I think, because Trump has been very vocal about supporting Bitcoin. And then he has this vice president, JD Vandersloot or something like that. And Mr. Vandersloot is a big fan of crypto as well. And he's like a big holder of, I think, Ripple or something like that. He's got like a mutant dog, or I don't know. So he's like in these NFT streets. He might even have an NBA Top Shot account. Maybe we should all be sending JD Vandersloot some moments. Anyway, so my take. So Boston Base thinks it went up because the BlackRock guy talked about it. I don't know. I mean, I think that that's happened in the past as well, but it is an interesting situation right now, talking like politics and thinking, does Trump nearly getting shot in the face mean that he's going to get his odds way up of winning the election? And there are websites that track those odds, and his odds did go up. And what's interesting is this very similar thing happened in Brazil, actually. So in Brazil, there were also presidential elections, and it was Dilma who was in power, and then this guy Bolsonaro, who also was like very much a conservative, sort of right-wing military type. And he had some kind of an event, and somebody came up to him with a big old machete and stabbed him straight in the middle of his stomach. And he almost died, of course, and he didn't. Again, I think the same thing. Like it missed a crucial area of his stomach by inches, and he ends up winning the election. And I think part of it is well, maybe some people think he's like inevitable, but also part of it is, I think, not only do people maybe feel sorry for him somehow, but also people who might have been quiet about their support of Trump now get a lot louder because they feel like motivated to, because this guy almost got killed. I think it'll be very interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with Joe Biden, though, because Joe Biden, he can barely put a sentence together, man. It just kind of still remains the same. And he has these interviews, and he's like, I'll go take him back. I'll go take him behind the shed, and I'll go wax my legs, and I'll beat him in a push-up contest. And only he doesn't really say those words very clearly. And who knows, though? It's anybody's game, because apparently Joe Biden got like the most votes ever. So there might just be enough people that just love Joe Biden so much that they don't care if he can't really speak. And at the end of the day, I don't even think it really is about voting for the person. If you think about it, it's really voting for them and their team, their cabinet, etc. Yeah, I don't know, but it's interesting and it's kind of fun to watch, but it's also a little scary. Let's keep on going. Top Shot Hot Chat says we are going to get our first woman president in November. Kamala Harris. You think so? It's possible. That's the thing too. People were talking about how like you got to take Biden out. The Democrats have to take Biden out. And that was so weird when like CNBC and these other media companies that are, the left liberal media companies, and they're talking about how the Democrats are freaking out and they need to get rid of Biden. I'm like, what? That doesn't really add up for me, because if these networks are like bought and paid for by uh the rich liberals of the United States, right? Which they are. Um, that's not crazy news there. So why would you be seeding doubt about your candidate? In my opinion, if they were to replace Biden with Kamala Harris or somebody else this late into the game, I would actually think it looks worse. Somehow it looks worse, in my opinion. So I don't know what that was about, but again, fun theater, political theater to keep your eye on. The first Black, Asian, Indian woman president, says Boston Base. Sean McFall says Trump survived. Yes, he did survive. And Boston Base says it's Jover and that Pelosi is the real assassin. Pelosi is an inside stock trader. That's what she is. Insider stock trader. What else do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Should we go read 900 pages of Project 2025? Should I scroll on Twitter and see if anything's interesting? I'm scrolling on Twitter. Alexo shared a photo of himself half shaven, his face half shaven. That was interesting. If you guys didn't see that, should we look at it? Yeah, I'll definitely play the fist bump. I'm probably gonna play like 10 videos in a row, just because I don't have much on these summer days. But look at that. There's Alexo with half his face shaven, which means somewhere in the world, Alexo probably only has a mustache right now. So congrats, I think. If you want more photos, you'll have to go to his OnlyFans. Let's look at the handshake, though. Sean, if you're new here, or if you're just got a new username, again, I don't know. But Van City Springer's here. Hello, sir. We're all going to watch the handshake now, so let's enjoy.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Just gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird.
Yes, sir. That's probably our favorite clip, our favorite video clip here. Hardware set is minting in progress. Okay, that's nice to know. What else is going on? I think DeRozan's going to go to the Kings. That's something new that we didn't talk about last time. What else? Free agency's going on. USA men's basketball is going on. What else is going on? Chris Dunn is going to the Clippers. I'm just like scrolling through Bleacher Report right now for you all, so you don't have to. Jokic is playing well for Serbia. And that's about it. And so Bronny had a good game. He had 12 points with 2 threes in the first Lakers win. That's nice. That's about it. That's all I got. So now I rely on you all to ask me questions or ask me to play some videos. Pohibigu is back. I haven't seen you in the chat in a long time. Hello, Pohibigu. How are you, sir? Or ma'am. Might be a ma'am. Pohipigibu says, what about flow meme coins, Top Shot Beta, and MVP? I didn't know about MVP. I have seen Top Shot Beta, though, on my Twitter feed. I don't really know too much about it. I know that they're doing these giveaways all the time, but I don't know much about it, but it doesn't look too difficult to get involved. It's a cool logo. It's like the Beta logo with Top Shot basketball behind it, and they give away flow. So if you want to do that, go look for Top Shot Beta on Twitter. Stan says, is Jalen Brunson dumb? That's a good question, Stan. I was thinking about this too. To take so much less money for the team, when the team owner probably wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, I wouldn't do that. And these guys play so incredibly hard their entire lives and sacrifice so much to get to this level. And they're in the players union and they see like Tatum and Brown getting these humongous contracts. It's very questionable to take this lower contract because James Dolan, if the Knicks stumble out the gate, let's just say somebody gets injured or whatever, he will ship out Brunson in a hot New York second. That's the part that's why I wouldn't take discounts if I was a player, unless I was somehow making it on the back end. Like what's his name? Is it Albert Bell who gets paid like for the next 500 years or something like that? I forget who the player is in baseball. Somebody in the chat remind me, who's the player in baseball that gets paid for like the next 50 years because of the way he structured his contract? That's what Jalen Brunson should have done. Instead of taking less money, he should have just spread it out longer. So he just gets paid forever and ever. Oh, it was Roham? Oh, okay. Top Shot Beta is annoying, says Boston based. Oh, it was Bobby Bonilla. That's who it was. What did I say? I said someone else. It was Bobby Bonilla. And that was another New York team too that paid him, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't it the Mets? So yeah, that's how Jalen Brunson should have structured his deal. Because now what's going to happen? Someone else is going to come to the Knicks, and everyone who comes to the Knicks is now going to have to take a lower deal because Brunson did it. No, if like a big free agent comes to town, they're probably going to want top dollar, and then Brunson's going to feel pretty silly. So I think that was very questionable on the part of Jalen Brunson to do that for an owner like James Dolan, who has just shown himself to be not nice in the past. All right, folks. Anything else you want to talk about? Throw it in the chat. I'll talk about anything you'd like. What would you like to talk about? I'll throw another video while we wait. Oh man, I'm tired. Let's do I don't know, this one.
Figure it out.
Okay, that's a good idea by Boston Based to reenact Trump getting shot in the face with the Trump filter on. Let's see if I can make it work. Remember, this filter, I basically can't update my computer because if I do, I'm going to lose the Trump filter. So I can never update my computer. Let's see if I can make it work. All right, I think I can get it to work. Sean says, Jacob? What are you asking, Sean? What are you asking? Is your question Jacob? I don't know how to answer that. Yes, correct. Jacob. Let's see here. How do I change my camera for you all? Okay, there we go. Okay, Boston Base. Thank you for caring about me so much. You're such a lovely guy. And for sharing my video of me getting shot in the ear. It's because you care. And I know that's how you feel. Thank you so much. A lot of people have been reaching out and asking me, how was I able to withstand a bullet coming right for my face? And you know what the answer is? The man shooting the bullet was such a loser that I couldn't let myself get killed by such a loser geek nerd. If you look at the photos of this guy, he does not look very cool. He looks quite nerdy and lame, to be honest. Very lame, very uncool, and therefore I could not be killed by such a man. I was staring at the chart of all the illegals coming through the gates, and whiz bang came right by my ear. It felt like a warm kiss. It didn't hurt. In fact, it felt pretty good.
It didn't hurt at all. I just said, oh, ooh. And then I got right back up. And I said, I'm the best. Let me pump my fist. I'm the best. Fight, I said. Fight. Fight. Fight for me. Fight. Fight. That's what I did. And many people are saying that the whole thing was fake. But I'll tell you right now, it was not fake. My ear still hurts. Oh, I just got shot in the face again. I just got shot again. My ear's fine. I'm on a very shitty internet connection right now. So they can't get me. They keep trying to get me, but it doesn't work. They shot my Wi-Fi router. They shot my ear, but I'm still here. So thank you all, and God bless you, and God bless America, and let's play a little Hello Darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
There you go. You guys want to talk about anything else, or should we cut it 15 minutes early? Because my connection looks like it's pretty bad, so I'm probably freezing up all over this. Summer nights. Oh, you know something else I didn't mention? Hopefully you guys can even hear me right now. I'm not sure how it's working. But Floaty has a new website. If you have not checked it out, go to floaty.io and check out the website. Nice addition to the homepage. Very nice refresh. Let's see. Anything else here? People are talking that Trump is looking very orange. Sean says Trump probably locked up the inner city vote with the possible. What else? I might just call it because I don't even know if you can hear me right now. So I'm not seeing much going on in the chat, and I'm not sure that my Wi-Fi is working. So we'll just call it here. It's been almost 50 minutes. I think we did okay. And I think see you next week. We'll see. But thank you for being here. For those of you who are here, and have a lovely weekend.
Static Selector.